Hello and thank you for tuning in. It's been a few months since we've posted a video. It's been just a pretty hectic end of the year. We ended up picking up a tandem dump truck for the farm and also to make gravel and dirt deliveries with. So I want to show it to you. It is a 1988 International 2575 tandem. It's got 46,000 pound rears, 18,000 pound front, gross vehicle weight of 64,000 pounds. However, with bridge law, it won't be able to actually handle that type of weight. We're capped at 34,000 on the rear tandems, which puts our true gross vehicle weight at 34 plus 18, so 52,000 is max weight. It's got the very most rear tandem. It's got really good tires. However, the front tandem is pretty worn. They're going to need to be replaced probably in the next 6 months. Paint is pretty bad on the bed. It's low-K from 5 feet, but they obviously sprayed it and they did not take the time to sand. So what we're going to do eventually, probably more towards spring, we're going to scruff all of the bed and go black, probably gloss black, since the bed is such in good shape and so straight. We got lucky. The guy advertised it as a 10 liter Cummins, and when I got there, it was not the 10 liter Cummins. That is the 855 CI NTC 300 big cam Cummins, 300 horsepower. It's mated to a 9-speed Road Ranger transmission. I did not make a video driving this home. This came from upstate PA, right near the New York line. I was so nervous driving it home. Obviously, you know, around here I'm using farm exemption, so I basically drove it home with no CDL. So I was pretty nervous about that. I am getting into a CDL class starting next weekend, every weekend for 22 sessions, so 12 weekends, or 24 sessions, so 12 weekends. But right now it's titled as a farm vehicle, which is CDL exempt within 150 miles. But you can't cross state lines. So I did not video coming home because I didn't want to be fiddling with a GoPro falling down or something while I'm driving on you know, an unknown truck on unknown roads. So waited until we got home to make the video, and we will drive it here in just a little bit, but that way I can drive it, you know, on roads I'm familiar with and stuff. And now that I've drove it 8 hours home, I'm much more familiar with its driving ability as well. So speedometer's way off on it. I did notice that. No RPM gauge. I'll have to fix that. But other than that, it's a fairly solid truck for where it came from. It's very little rust. Here's what the inside looks like. Fairly good. Got our up and down on our bed controls, our engage and disengage PTO, our tailgate lock release, our tarp switch, which it does not have a tarp. We have one. It does operate, so I'm going to reuse that wiring and that switch. We do have a tarp kit. We'll be putting that on probably, hopefully, and sometime in the next week or two, because I do need to make some gravels with this. The single axle truck is down. So here's what the inside of the cab looks like. I don't know why they put that oil pressure gauge on, because the oil pressure gauge here is accurate within 5 psi compared to what the other gauge says. We don't have heated mirrors, but there's a switch for it. It does have ether injection. I've not had to use it. When I first got to the truck, it was 20 degrees out. It started just fine. There is 462,000 miles on this. And it's got heat. It's got the stuff for AC. AC does not work. I need to figure out the wiring on what turns that on and off. But heat works. So it's got a newer style Eaton shifter instead of the pull tab style, which I like a lot. It does have a belt squeak when I start it up. All of the pulleys are spinning, so I believe that might be a tightness thing, but I also saw that there was a little bit of play in the idler, so I'm just going to replace that. There's only one idler in the system. And we did have to put a new alternator on it. We did that before we drove it home. took that with us and put it on, and then we drove the truck home. There's the ether injection. Here's the AC dryer. Condenser. Evap is in the heater box. And there's the compressor. AC compressor. There's the air compressor, there's the AC compressor. So all the components are there, which is good because that gives me part numbers and stuff to fix. Like I said, I have no idea how they are turning this on and off. I cannot find that yet. Overall, it's a pretty good truck. It does have some smoke and haze. I drained all the fuel out of it, put new fuel in with injector treatment. So we'll see how the next few weeks of driving goes, and then we will we might have to investigate some injectors. It does have a little bit of white smoke, but it's also an old diesel. So but we're gonna get it cleaned up. It had some really nasty farm diesel in it. It smelled horrible. So white smoke can be bad fuel too. Did change the fuel filters. So but yeah, so let's get this thing started up and let's get done with me rambling. Okay, let's get this started up. I might mute out the video for a little bit. If it belt squeaks, it does go away. So that's next on the agenda. It doesn't, I don't think it smokes too bad. If I give it a little bit of throttle, the belt squeak will go right away. So there is how much it smokes. Cold start, but it's only 55 degrees out, so it's not super cold. It clears up a little bit, but sometimes it comes back. So I didn't burn any oil the whole way home, and I didn't burn any coolant the whole way home. So that is that's a good thing, at least. My farmer friend said that those 855s are just, those older 855s are just typically a more smoky motor. So he didn't seem too concerned about it, but it sounds pretty good and runs pretty good. We put the new markers on, fixed all the lights on the side, put new sealed head beams in. Only had one light coming home. We'll go ahead and raise this bed up a little bit. The bed runs pretty slow. There's a crack in the bed. The bed was refloored. They did not take out the original floor. So there's some waviness. They threw some logs in there, very heavy and dense. And there's a crack in the floor. We welded the floor just to get us through a season. We'll probably have to cut out the original floor and the new floor and put in a new floor. But it's a shame because the metal was good. They just did it lazily. So leaking on our telescoping cylinder, but that's pretty typical. Too much. There we go. I need a new air governor, if you can hear that. Those aren't too pricey, but for being an upstate truck, it's in pretty good shape. There's only parking brakes on this axle. There's no parking brakes on that axle. It's a single canister. But cross motors are in pretty good shape. The floor is a little rusty. But again, that's the original floor. There's been a new floor plated on top of it. We'll see if I can show you that. I don't have it bit turned enough. Okay, let me get that turned some more. Injector or timing issue with that white smoke. I haven't really quite figured it out yet. I haven't really investigated. We only had this truck about a week, and a week where it was cold, so we didn't do anything with it. There we go. That's enough. That will open up the bed. See? Bed is really in good shape. It's just they put a floor on top of the other floor, and they have any flex can cause it to crack. So this is bent up real bad. We'll have to fix that, and we'll have to probably remake these so that they can line up. So I do think there'd be use in having barn door, so we're gonna keep that. But all right, let's get in here. Let's go take it for a spin. shifting because I got to slow the truck down as I'm downshifting to let it coast down. And I have problems starting on going up a hill because then I'm trying to float, I lose. Okay, and now we're back. We're fully warmed up. Full operating temp. And this is how we, kind of the haze that we have. Just a little bit of a haze. I don't even know if you'll see it on camera because it's gray sky. But it's not bad. It was worse when it had that old fuel in it, so. Alright, let's go ahead and shut this off. All right, I appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to continue trying to get more videos out on this tandem. We've got to put a tarp on, as well as we did actually paint the bed of the single axle. It's just got a blown head gasket. So we're waiting to put that motor in and waiting for a clutch to come. So we're going to keep both trucks. There's a lot of spots where the single axle we can get that I know this tandem cannot get. So I don't want to lose the clientele, but if you like the video, if you like things about equipment and tandem trucks and stuff, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll continue bringing more videos of things we do on the homestead. Thanks.